新たなるドラゴンボールを求めてご飯たちはいよいよナメック星に到着した。だがベジータもドラゴンボールを探しにナメック星に。さらに悪の黒幕フリーザたちもまた。
Many fans of the Japanese dub of Dragon Ball will immediately recognize his voice as Kaio-sama, King Kai. But he actually, before that, voiced Dr. Brief, and then later would voice Babidi, as well as some other minor roles throughout the series. But he actually did a role in Dragon Ball that is so large, it probably rivals the amount of time that Masako Nozawa appeared in Dragon Ball, and that is the narrator. He was the narrator of Dragon Ball from the original Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Kai, and the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. So I personally feel that he deserves the spotlight on him. And for the 40th anniversary, I know a lot of you are probably saying, why not Masako Nozawa? She's a legend, of course, but I wanted to instead highlight someone who is so important to the series of Dragon Ball that probably a lot of people just never realized how important this one person was, the voice of Dragon Ball. So today we're going to take a look at the wonderful and talented voice actor, Joji Yanami.
そんなことは弱くてずるい人間のやることだ。狼なら狼らしく正々堂々と実力で取れ。だってわしは狼のボスだぞ。威張るなよ。
He began his career in 1963 with the series Wolf Boy Ken, where he appeared in 83 episodes. After that, he would play minor roles throughout various anime for the next few decades. But in 1986, he landed the role as narrator for an up-and-coming anime called Dragon Ball. During his time as narrator, he also voiced other minor roles throughout the series, most notably Dr. Brief and Osama the King. But once Z rolled around, he then, of course, as I mentioned, did Bobby D. But he also would be granted the voice of Kaio-sama. And this would be his largest role in the series, aside from narrating.
ここまで戻ってきちゃったの？どれどれ？あ、そう。苦しいかい、かようし。ああ、とんだ災難だね。あら、また！
In episode 137 of the original Dragon Ball, he actually voiced Kame-sennin.
何もしとらんことはないぞよ。悟空は凄まじい勢いで拳を繰り出したはずじゃ。その時に生じた衝撃波のようなもので、あの子は避ける間もなく吹っ飛んだ。
This was a one-time deal. It was because the regular voice actor at the time, Kohei Miyauchi, was actually mysteriously unavailable, like never give a reason why, and to this day it's not written anywhere why, but just could not go to work that day, so they needed to find someone to voice the character, and he stepped in and voiced the character for that one time. See if you can catch the difference between the regular voice actor and him. It's kind of interesting.
そして相棒ピエール。言い忘れたが我が相棒ピエール。鳥にしてうまうまの実を食べた能力者。鳥がつまり翼を持った馬になる。すなわち。
嘘！素敵！ペガサス？
そう、ペガサス。
In addition to his hefty work in Dragon Ball, he would still appear in various anime and video games throughout the years. So I mean, you got him, Kaio-sama, narrator of Dragon Ball, which was a weekly anime for decades. And also he still had, appearing in all these other shows, movies, video games. He just did a lot of work throughout his entire career.
Super Saiyajin モッドになった悟空。巨大すぎるそのパワーを手なずけるのに四苦八苦するものの。
When Dragon Ball Super was released in 2015, we were treated with a very welcoming voice, and it made it feel like old times again. Sadly, they would only be for the first 12 episodes of the series, as he had to take a leave of absence for medical reasons, and it would be one that would become indefinite. The role would actually be passed on to Dragon Ball veteran actor Naoki Tatsuda, who was most known for Oolong. He would also take on the mantle for Kaio-sama as well, basically continuing the same tradition of Kaio-sama and the narrator being played by the same person, which plays into a theory that I have.
わしかわしはな、ポリポリポリ。海洋、海洋、海洋、海洋じゃ。
じゃああいつはあれ
あれはな、ペットのバブルスくんじゃ。
なんだどうりでおかしいと思った。
おかしいのはお前の方だ。ところで、さっきのシャレは最高だったとは思わんか。遠慮なく笑っていいぞ。
何が？
お前、緊張して聞いてなかったな。しょうがないやつだな、まったく。ではもう一発違うシャレサービスしてやる。プレレン、プレレン、ガチャ。もしもし、もしもし。あれ、誰も電話に電話。
お
最高。
何が？
There's something special in the fact that Kaio-sama and the narrator are the same voice. And I don't mean they're voiced by the same person. He uses his same voice for both of them. I've always personally felt that it's like the entire series of Dragon Ball, like the whole thing of Goku's journey, is being told to us by Kaio-sama himself. It gives us the sense as if we're in the far future after all the events of Dragon Ball have already taken place. We're sitting down with Kaio-sama having a cup of tea, and he's telling us the tale of Goku.
頃は昔々誰も見たことも聞いたこともない不思議な時代。都から数千里も離れたある山奥に大自然を相手にたった一人で生活している少年がいた。
Sadly, Joji Yanami passed away on December 3rd, 2021, at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy that will never be forgotten, as he will forever be the voice of Dragon Ball.
世界征服というピッコロの野望も孫悟空の活躍によって見事に打ち砕かれ、5年余りの月日があっという間に過ぎた。毎日世界は平和そのものであった。
So I hope you enjoyed this actor's spotlight. I like doing these once in a while as I feel it's great to highlight voice actors who maybe don't get the recognition they deserve. After this, I'm doing a top 10 that's continuing my 40th anniversary celebration, so it will be on the manga. After that, I believe I'm doing the next story spotlight and then villains deep dive. So everybody, please like, subscribe, and share, and see you soon.